Welcome to week 4 of our vector graphics project here. Going to move on a little bit this week away from the work booklet that we've been going through and on to designing our own monster. This week we are going to be looking at the importance of research when it comes to design, and we're going to look at strategies for idea generation. Okay, so our design brief, we touched on this a couple of weeks ago, is to create a monster of your choice using the vector graphics software of your choice. Now, I've suggested that you use Boxy SVG. That's available online as long as you're using Google Chrome as your browser. If you're on a Mac, it doesn't work on Safari, you need to be using Google Chrome. So, the design brief, create a monster of your choice using vector graphics software of your choice. So, research. Go ahead and research monsters, present them on a PowerPoint page, and upload onto the OneNote page. Okay, so what I'd be looking at doing is I would be looking at monsters. Right, there we go. Let's start it off. Where do we come on now? If I'm using vector graphics software, then am I thinking I want to be creating something like this guy here? Probably not. So let's go in here. Let's click Qt, right? So you've got some in there. What I'd be looking at doing here, guys, is basically just copying these images and dropping them all into a PowerPoint page of your own choice. So there's one for free, sitting there in there. I would probably try and get 10 or 15 monsters onto a page in there. So that's the way I would go. Now, morphological analysis. I asked you a question last week, or it was in the workbook, and some of you just went straight into Google and got that first answer there, which is a method for exploring all possible solutions to a multi-dimensional, non-quantified problem. That sounds very, very, very complex. That's the danger of hitting Google and not really diving into something. Probably want to be more specific when you're putting in morphological analysis and put in the word design in there. So what is it really? It's actually quite easy. It's a method of randomly combining key design considerations of a product to come up with creative ideas, right? That's what it is. So if I was doing a morphological analysis for a monster, okay, I'd be starting to make a wee table, okay? Morphological analysis is always done in the table. Now, on PowerPoint, dead easy to create a table. I probably want how many columns? 1, 2, 3. I'll go for 4 columns, and I'm going to go for 5 rows in here. I'm going to insert my table. There we are. So I'm happy here. So along this top line, I'm going to look at key kind of design considerations or key feature of what I'm designing. So I'm designing a monster. Now, you don't need to follow my morphological analysis table. You can look at different kind of areas. As you go back to your research page, or you go back to what you looked at in Google, then there's a number of different kind of things. Some monsters have got little horns. Others have got eyes coming out over the crop. Some are furry with a tongue. Some have got jaggy teeth. Some have got 3 eyes. Loads of different kind of areas in there for the monsters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up with a few ideas. So first thing I'm going to do is the colour of the monster, right? Colour of the monster. Then I might want to go number of limbs. Always quite interesting. How many arms and legs does my monster have? We could go for number of eyes. That was in there. And we could put in that one, extra features. Now, colour, let's just keep it fairly simple. Red, blue, green, yellow. I would normally put 4 or 5 different choices in there. Now, number of limbs, we could have 1 limb, we could have 2 limbs, we could have 4 limbs, or we could have, let's go for an odd number, 5 limbs. Number of eyes, it could have no eyes, it could have 1 eye, it could have 2 eyes, or it could have 3 eyes. Extra features. What we think here? Jaggy teeth. We could have horns. We could have freckles, because all of the scariest monsters have freckles. And something else, what about antenna? Right? And that's entirely up to you what you want to pick. Now, to do your morphological analysis, you look at combining these different areas in here. So you've got 4 ideas here, and if you combine these 4 ideas with 4 ideas here, then you suddenly end up with 16 different combinations, yeah? So you could have a red monster with 1 limb as one combination, a red monster with 2 limbs, another combination. So that gives us, that times that gives us 16 different ideas. Then if you were to go over here and take on account the next 4, so that's 4 times 16, that would take us up to what, 64 ideas from this table. And then going right over to the far end here, this is me checking my maths, another 4 on the 64, I think that's 248 different ideas just from this table, so different combinations available for you. So really, really powerful idea generation technique, guys. So what we do is we just randomly assign them here. I'm going to go for something that's blue, that's got 4 limbs. I'm just mixing these up. 1 eye, and it's got antenna. Right, there's 1. So my next job is to go ahead and sketch a blue monster with 4 limbs, 1 eye, and wee kind of antenna popping out of somewhere. So that's one idea. Another idea, so we have to come up with 2 different ideas here. Let's go for a green monster, because I just picked green, with 1 limb and 2 eyes, and it's oh, I've already selected antenna in the kind of green colour anyway, it should have been yellow, but let's go with jaggy teeth on this one, and let's change that there back to yellow. Right, back to yellow. So 2 different ideas: green, 1 limb, 2 eyes with jaggy teeth. Right, that's it. That's another idea that's in there. You can use the same kind of morphological or different values from the table more than once. Right, what's next? Your turn. Right, go and do your own morphological analysis to come up with 2 initial ideas for your monster. Sketch ideas and upload into the OneNote, guys, okay? If you get that done inside the time, then what I want you to do is, we've probably talked about Scamper before. I don't know if your teacher has, but certainly my guys, when we were doing the toothbrush, we were looking at Scamper. I want you to watch that YouTube link, and then I want you to carry out subtract, add, and modify from Scamper. So not the full Scamper, the SAM part in there for one of your monsters. Take away a bit, add a bit, and then modify an area of the monster. So what does that mean? What have we done? So today you should have created a research page of monsters and uploaded it into OneNote, created a morphological analysis and uploaded it onto OneNote, sketched 2 initial ideas from your morphological analysis and uploaded into OneNote, and if you have your time, you've done your SAM and you've uploaded that into OneNote as well. So we should have there understood the importance of research. Your research allowed you to go and create that morphological analysis table, because you know the kind of key parts of a monster or what's in a monster, and as you're looking through it in there, you can take probably what you like. And idea generation techniques, we've got 2 idea generation techniques that we've looked at today. Number 1, morphological analysis, and number 2 is Scamper. Guys, really looking forward to seeing this work uploaded, and we'll hopefully get your feedback by the end of the week or early next week on there. Next stage next week, we'll be taking our initial ideas and we'll be looking to use our vector graphics software that we've picked to create our monster. So that will take a little bit of time as well. So guys, looking forward to the work. Hopefully get back in the classroom with you guys soon.